Hi, I'm Cheryl Belson, and I'm here once again with another episode of Top 3 Things, where I try to keep you informed about the things that are happening in our chapter. This month, I want to talk about some of the upcoming events. I want to talk about the Southeast Sewcial Escape Regional Conference that just opened for registration for our chapter. And I just want to talk also about how much I appreciate American Sewing Guild. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk about today is just how much I appreciate American Sewing Guild. And I hope you do as well. In the past month, I've had the opportunity to interact with so many of you, and several of you are people I have not had the opportunity to interact with before. And I was just reminded that in a world that sometimes feels so incredibly divided and polarized, when I am with American Sewing Guild friends, all of that just evaporates while we're together, because we have coalesced around the common bond of a love of sewing. And I just want to say how much I appreciate that. And I encourage you to just take advantage of the interactions. Have a moment of respite of just being together and talking about something like sewing, that we can celebrate our successes, and we can come alongside each other to help solve our challenges in the sewing room, and even beyond. I have just found this past month us a extra dose of the joy of your friendship. And I just wanted to take a minute to say that and acknowledge it. So thank you to all of you who are part of my life and part of each other's lives in the Atlanta chapter of American Sewing Guild. But on to the business of what's coming up in our chapter. We have a lot of things that are coming up. The first thing is the Sew Expo, which is coming up the first weekend of March. And I want to say a really huge shout out to both Betsy and Joan for getting us organized and getting us all signed up to man the booth. I hope that if you're not manning the booth, you'll get a chance to come and just walk the expo and stop by our booth and say hi, and help us say hi to all of the people that we get an opportunity to interact with and make them aware of how awesome our chapter is. The second thing I wanted to talk about is what's coming up on April 12th. April 12th is our Spring Fling event. And following the Spring Fling event is also a workshop called Scrappy Applique. Now, both of those things are on our website right now, and you can register for them. The Spring Fling itself is a $10 ticket price for members, and you need to choose which of the meal options. And there's, I think, about 6 different options, maybe 7. Anyway, be sure to choose your meal option when you buy your ticket. It's going to be a little earlier than we normally have because we have the workshop at the back end. So the doors are going to open at 9:45, and then the program will start right at 10 o'clock, and then it will end at noon. And we'll have a speaker, we'll have a fashion show, and we're also going to have students from KSU who'll be participating in a challenge that they are working on right now in hopes of winning a prize. And you all at the Spring Fling will be voting on which 2 of those students win that prize. Then afterwards, we'll be going straight into the Scrappy Applique Workshop. Now, some of you have been asking, what do we bring? Do we bring our sewing machines? What are the supplies? There's a supply sheet that just recently got finalized with the instructor, and that's going to be coming out to everyone who has registered for the class. But if you're wondering that before you register, I thought I'd give you just a little insight. the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to buy a pattern. And you have two ways of getting the pattern, and that'll be identified in this document that you're going to get. One of them is going to be to buy it in advance and print it yourself and bring in the printed copy. The other is going to be to buy a paper copy package of 4 patterns that the instructor will bring. But you'll see all that in the document that comes out. The second thing that people have been asking is, what kind of supplies? Do we bring our sewing machine? The answer is yes. You do bring your sewing machine to this, and you're going to bring fabric that you're going to use in the collaging, and you're going to bring some fabric that you're going to be able to put your collage on. You're going to have a choice of either doing a mini wall hanging or creating this on a fabric that you're going to use in something else. So if you're going to make the mini wall hanging, you'll also be bringing some batting and some binding fabric to finish out your wall hanging. But if you're going to do something like I'm going to do, I'm going to bring a piece of fabric that I've sketched out the shape of my pattern so that I can put a flock of birds going up the side of a shirt, or at least that's what I'm thinking about doing right now. So there's a number of different supplies that are related to just, thread and fabric, but then some specialty things like Misty Fuse and some other things. All of that is going to be identified for you in this document that just recently got finalized and is going out. And that class still has room in it. And for members, I believe the cost is $65. And then on top of that, you will buy your pattern. Also, there are some specialty items in the supply list, and the instructor offers the option of buying a kit with just those specialty items. Again, it's all going to be in the document that you get, and you'll be able to reserve those things just by clicking a link inside that document. So I hope that kind of helps you a little bit understand what that's going to look like. And the last thing I want to talk about on this video is the Southeast Sewcial Escape happening in Chattanooga, Tennessee this September. Now, we opened up registration in towards the latter part of February, middle of February, and many of you have already registered. As a matter of fact, at the time of this video, we have already received over 30 registrations from the 3 chapters that are what are considered the working chapters, because you all are given first shot at the registrations. So it's exciting to see that happen. Just as a reminder, there are 4 tracks you will choose from, and the tracks will be where you will be all weekend long. And that will be either with Nick Coman doing surface design and improv piecing, and then incorporating that into a loose fitting jacket, or you'll be with Helen Howie and you'll be making a couture skirt, and she will be creating your toile in advance of the workshop based on measurements that you exchange with her. The third one will be with Jen Stern, and that will be creating a bodice block, a fitted bodice block. And the fourth one is with Catherine Hay, and that will be an upcycling workshop. So we're really excited to see the excitement of people that are registering, and I hope to see many of you there. So those are the 3 things that I wanted to talk about. But before I leave, I always want to announce the Facebook challenge winner. And in February, our challenge was to make something red. And the winner of the red making challenge is Kay Kinnemer. So congratulations, Kay. We're so thrilled for you. Don't forget to reach out to the publicity team and claim your prize. There's a list that you can choose from, and they'll help you make that selection. Well, that's all I have for you this month. I've recorded this outside in my backyard because I just really wanted to be in the sunshine, and it just seemed like a perfect way to share some of the sunshine at my home with you. Until next time, I'll be sewing alongside you. Thanks for listening.